2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. What is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Merry Christmas Eve. Happy holidays. We're talking Josh Bell. We're talking Adam Wainwright, Yadier Molina, Tommy Kahnle. It may be the holidays, but there are still baseball news to cover. So let's get to it.
Wake up the dumb bambino and have me face him. Maybe I'll drill him in the ass.
And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? All right, we're off to a good start already. 34 people in here. Give me a thumbs up if the mic sounds okay. Let me know how it's doing. Remember, I got to try and keep the levels on the microphone a little low because I think that's what's been messing up my audio in the last few streams. Alrighty. Awesome. Thumbs up all across the board. What is going on? Seeing a lot of familiar faces. Ken, Robert, Kadem, Jackson is here. What is going on? Ryan, hello. Ralph, hello. The legend himself, Derek Jeter, is here. What is going on? Zelig is here. Hello, hello. Adam, what is up? Brad Roblox, hello. Kyle Nicholas, what's going on? Orioles, hello. Eli Lippman, hello. Orange, hello. Hello, hello, hello to everyone. What is going on? Alrighty, so, happy holidays, everyone. Tomorrow's Christmas. That came up pretty quick. So, but even though it is Christmas Eve, we still had some big news happen today. So I'm not going to waste any time here. Let's just get right to it. The Nationals have gotten their new first baseman. Actually, real quick, before I start with that, I got to do a cheap plug real quick. If you haven't seen it, what if David Ortiz never left the Twins after the 2002 season is live? If you have not seen that, go check it out. I put a lot of work into that one. That was a lot of fun to make, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So after this stream, go head on over to that video. Go check it out. It's a fun one. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good watch. So grab some popcorn, grab some Dr. Pepper, and yeah, enjoy. And also, real quick, if I may, if you haven't already, you're new here right now, you're not sure what's going on. We're talking baseball here all the time. So hit that subscribe button, or at least think about it. We're talking baseball all the time here. Hit that like button for me. I want to get to 100 likes by the end of this stream tonight. And go follow me on Twitter. I'm talking baseball over there as well throughout the day. So go shoot me a follow over there as well. So back to you all. Here we go. So make sure I have my music off. Music is off. So as I was saying, the Nationals have gotten their first baseman, Josh Bell. They made a big trade today. Actually, the trade itself wasn't all that big, but the player in Josh Bell, that's a pretty big name. And, hey, he fits perfectly into Washington. They get a power bat. He had a bit of a down year this past year, but in 2019, a pretty good year. So, overall, I think this is a pretty good move for the Nationals. So, let's share the screen. Let's come back to you all. So, here we go. So, taking a look here, not a huge trade by any means. The Pirates get a couple of prospects. We'll take a look at all three players involved in this trade. So taking a look, the main piece, obviously, Josh Bell. He's only 28 years old. That is one thing to consider here. He's a power bat, 28 years old. I think the Nationals did pretty good here. Overall, though, with Josh Bell, what you're going to be getting, like I said, you're going to be getting that power kind of a bat. The average has always been kind of low for him, 261 average. He does pretty good at getting on base. The OPS in his career has been pretty good. He had a career-high OPS of 936 in 2019. I mean, really good stat line all across the board. 37 home runs, 116 RBIs. He drew 74 walks, a 367 on base. Again, the 936 OPS. Very good numbers all across the board. His wins above replacement, according to Baseball Reference, was a 2.7. So, overall, where he does not do very well, though, is on the defense. And that is one thing to consider with Josh Bell. If we actually go take a look, let's take a look at the leaders from last year with the fielding. Real quick, let's pull this up. Okay, so I want at least 100 plate appearances. I want some team stats. Whoa, we got a super chat coming in. Wow, right, Ralph Takuri, thank you so much for that. $9.99. Wow, thank you so much for that. Merry Christmas Eve, Robbie. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Do you think the Dodgers will make any moves this offseason? Well, we're actually going to get to one move here in a little bit. And it's kind of the move I was expecting the Dodgers to make. I'm not expecting any big moves from the Dodgers. They made their big move last offseason with Mookie Betts. They got David Price last year as well. If you really think about it, David Price this year is kind of going to be an acquisition for them because he didn't play for them last year and he came over in the trade last year. So in a way, they're almost kind of making an acquisition this offseason simply by default because, like I said, David Price did not play last year, and he will be coming on to the Dodgers for 2021. So you can kind of look at it in that way. But yeah, I think, honestly, like I said, we're going to talk about the move that they made yesterday, and I think that's kind of the move. Those are kind of the moves that we're going to see from the Dodgers, but I'll talk more about that here in a second. Ralph, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. But getting back to Josh Bell, real quick, so I wanted to take a look at the first baseman across the majors. I wanted to look at where Josh Bell ranks defensively, and I'm going to kind of put it in perspective for all of you. So, I want to look at fielding. Okay, hold on. First base. So, Josh Bell. No, I don't want to look at the qualified. Oh, it is raining over here in Orlando. It is pouring out right now. Man, we're gonna have a soggy Christmas, it seems like. All right, so if we go take a look here, out of 46 players that had at least 100 innings played at first base, okay, Josh Bell, I believe, is going to rank near the bottom. So right here, 43rd out of 46. So that's not very good. He's not going to give you very good defense over at first base. And I do wonder if that's going to be a problem for the Nationals. That could be very interesting. So the Nationals last year, they ranked, I think they ranked pretty good at first base last year. Where were they? No, I take that back. They only ranked 24th. So they're not going to improve very much defensively at first base. I mean, last year they had a whole bunch of guys playing for it. Well, they had Eric Thames mostly playing there. You had Asdrubal Cabrera playing there, but they weren't really getting it done. So, I mean, I guess they're kind of taking the approach where, in a way, they're kind of hoping to get what they were hoping to get from Eric Thames last year. Eric Thames didn't really provide much for them. They were hoping that his bat was going to be able to replace Anthony Rendon, and that did not seem to be the case at all. He only hit 203 last year, had the 300 on base. He only hit 3 home runs. Basically, this move of Josh Bell is what they were trying to get last year with Eric Thames, and that just did not work out. So the Nationals, they're getting a good bat. They're getting, a power bat in Josh Bell. Let's pull up the Nationals. But they're not getting a very good glove over at first base. I'm wondering if maybe they can work with him a little bit. Maybe try and get that glove going. I don't know too much about their coaching staff. But if we take a look, overall, they needed someone at first base. They weren't bringing Eric Thames back. They had no one at first base. If you look at their depth chart, there is no one. They go from catcher to second base. They completely skip over first base. So they needed someone. So you can expect to see an infield next year if they don't bring in someone like a DJ LeMahieu, which I kind of don't think they will. I think he would be a good fit. I know Luis Garcia, he could be the second baseman of the future, but DJ LeMahieu's DJ LeMahieu. So, however, you would have an infield, Josh Bell, Luis Garcia, Carter Kieboom, Trey Turner, and then in the outfield, you're going to have Juan Soto, Victor Robles, and as of right now, it looks to be Andrew Stevenson out and right. So overall, I think you're gonna get a good middle of the order bat to go with Juan Soto. I think offensively, it's a good move if he can get back to his ways. I mean, of course, this sample size from last year, it was 57 games. It was just not good. I mean, OPS under 700. He had 8 home runs, which I guess is okay. If I were to put that in, so 162 divided by 57 times 8. So, I mean, he really wasn't on pace for a very good amount of home runs. He was on pace for just under 23 home runs. So, overall, not a great year from Josh Bell. Who knows if he could have heated up if there was a second half. But he's going to have to... The Nationals are banking on the fact that he's going to bounce back to his 2019... 2018, well, actually, 2018 wasn't even all that great. He did good in 2017. So they're kind of hoping that he has a bounce back year in 2021. So overall, I like the move. I don't think it hurts. I mean, let's look at the prospects that they gave up. They gave up Will Crow, and they gave up Eddie Yean. So Eddie Yean right now is a minor league guy. He's, pretty low in the system right now. He's far away, so there's not really much you can kind of show about him. But they also got Will Crow. He's only 26 years old. He didn't really show a lot last year in 2020. He had a few starts, but overall not very good. I mean, I guess the strikeouts were okay. He had 8.6 strikeouts per 9, which is pretty good. If we were to actually take a look at the article, I saw Ben Cherington somewhere talking about it. He was saying he liked a couple of things that these two pitchers had to, what they were bringing to the table. I don't know where I read that. I read that somewhere. Either way, but Will Crow. Have they all? Okay, yeah. So let me actually go look. Was Will Crow one of their top prospects last year? I think he might have been. He's not there. He's not on here anymore. Let me go back to 2019. National. No, not the Blue Jays. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Will Crow in 2019, he was the number 4 prospect. So, yeah, he's got some potential in him. And you know what? And I will say this, the general manager right now of the Pirates is Ben Cherington. I am familiar with Ben Cherington. Ben Cherington made a lot of good moves with the Red Sox. It wasn't just the free agent moves that he made in 2013. It was all when he was kind of, lower down in the organization, he did a lot of great work with player development. He did a lot of great work with scouting. So Ben Cherington, I trust Ben Cherington. He's going to bring in some guys that have some potential. But if we take a look at Will Crow, at least in 2019, these were what his scouting grades were. A good fastball. That's one thing Ben Cherington did mention. Good curveball, a decent slider, a pretty good changeup, good control. So overall, but the one thing that's kind of hurt his stock a bit is he had Tommy John surgery right after college. So, or actually, did he have it during college? Hold on. Crow looked the part of a future first rounder during his first full season and a half at South Carolina before blowing out his elbow and requiring Tommy John in mid-2015. After sitting out all of 2016 and then turning down Cleveland as a 21st round pick, Crow resuscitated his prospect status. Okay, so he had it and then he went back to college and then he kind of, fixed himself up a little bit. So, and he kind of increased his value. So, overall, you're going to see a guy, he's going to be sitting, low to mid 90s for the most part. He's got a good thing about his fastball. Another thing Ben Cherington was saying, he's got a high spin rate, and that's a good thing to have. Even if you're throwing 92, 93, if you got a good spin rate on that fastball, it's going to be harder to see. It's going to be, it's going to be more deceptive. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for. I love guys who have a high spin rate on a fastball. I think that's a good thing. He's got an above average curveball. I mean, he's got a slider and a changeup to go along with it. Will Crow, I think, could end up being a pretty decent guy. Maybe if he can stay healthy, maybe a middle of the rotation kind of a guy, maybe even like a number 2. So that's possible, especially with the Pirates. You don't even know what the Pirates are doing right now. You got Joe Musgrove, Jamison Tyon, that they're not really sure what's going on with those guys. So they could be dealt this offseason at some point. I'd say maybe more Joe Musgrove than Tyon, because Tyon's coming back from Tommy John. So Musgrove I could see being on the move at some point, especially now that they've traded Josh Bell. So that looks a little more likely if you ask me. But Will Crow, I like the addition of him. There is some potential there. Eddie Yean, is he on here? Eddie Yean, where are you at? Was he even a top 30 in 2019? I don't know. I guess maybe he wasn't. Eddie Yean, scouting. Okay. So I just saw, hold on, actually, let me go to the Pirates. Maybe he's on, I think he was the number 6 prospect for the Nationals. Here we go. So Eddie Yean now, he is the number 7 prospect now in the Pirates system. So here we go. So he's only 19 years old. Probably got a couple of years before he makes it, maybe a few. So this, I believe, he was an international prospect out of the Dominican Republic. So as it says here, he's improved his velocity. Looks like he's maybe put on some muscle. He's gotten a little, better shape. He's got a good frame. So let's see. Well, he's 6'1". But from what I'm seeing, okay, so he's got athleticism. He's got a clean delivery. Kind of sounds maybe like a Marcus Stroman, kind of something like that. His explosive fastball touches 97 miles an hour regularly and parks in the low to mid 90s with late life. That's good. Setting up on a slider up to 88 miles an hour. He's got a promising changeup. So, hey, look out for this guy. He's a few years away, but if he can stay healthy, then, this is a guy where, hey, he could maybe end up being something for the Pirates. I think this is a good trade for the Pirates. I think, what were you going to do with a Josh Bell? You weren't really going to do anything with him. I actually want to pull up the trade on baseball trade values. So it's funny with baseball trade values because, people, we're always going on there. We're kind of plugging in potential trades, but it's always fun to go look at when a trade just happened. And then you can kind of look at it from their point of view. And honestly, I think this is kind of, it's pretty much what I expected baseball trade values to say. So if we actually go to the trade boards, they might have it as a featured trade. No, they don't. It's on here somewhere. It was posted today. Someone did it. Okay, Josh Bell. Come on, baseball trade values. What are we doing? While this is loading, I'll take a look at the chat. 61 people in the chat so far. Thank you so much, everyone, for popping in tonight. I didn't think we were really going to get anyone in here tonight. Christmas Eve. Again, happy holidays, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. So if you guys can, hit that like button for me. It's going to help it get out to more baseball fans looking for some baseball content on a nice Christmas Eve evening. And if you are new, hey, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're talking baseball here all the time. So here we go. Here was the trade. So it looks like a lot of people posted this trade. Okay, did everyone just post this trade, basically? All right, so as you can see, we'll look at this one. So as you can see, the Pirates, they got more. It was a bit of an overpay from the Nationals. They gave up a couple of good prospects. And, decent prospects. When you see like something like in this kind of a range, like 3.5, 3.3, that's like a mid-level kind of a prospect. It's not like really a top prospect. But as you can see here, the Nationals, Bell really he had no value. He was coming off of a bad year. What was Bell's contract? Is he? Okay, so he's having arbitration right now. So he's a free agent in a few years. So the Nationals, they're getting a decent bat or decent power bat if you ask me. And he's only 27 years old, but with the bad year that he was having, along with the bad defense that he's always had, his value right now is at a 0. So, but hey, for the Pirates, according to these numbers, hey, they got a couple of decent prospects out of it. So I think this is a good trade for both sides. It fits needs from both sides. So I like this trade. I like what the Pirates got. They got a couple of pitching prospects. This is what the Pirates need to do. They need to just quit goofing around. They need to get guys. You got guys like Josh Bell. Joe Musgrove, I would imagine, is going to be next at some point. You got to get something for him. I would imagine that guy's value has to be so good right now, Joe Musgrove, where if you can get a couple of good prospects for Josh Bell, who had, according to this, 0 value, then Joe Musgrove, I would imagine you're going to get something pretty good for Joe Musgrove. Why not? Let's go, plug in a couple of trades. If we go to the Pirates real quick. So definitely be on the lookout for Joe Musgrove's name starting to pop up. Because really, what are the Pirates competing for? Josh Bell being traded to me is kind of you're waving the flag. You're a little bit. You're waving the white flag. You're pretty much saying, all right, we're selling. Okay. So if you look at the Pirates, if we take a look, Musgrove, he's got a good amount of value. He's got 36.4 value. There's so many teams he could go to. I mean, the Blue Jays could use another guy. The Blue Jays right away stick out to me as a team that really could use someone like a Joe Musgrove. I mean, you could give a couple of good pieces here. Woods Richardson right there. I mean, come on, take your pick here. Hey, if the Pirates want to start loading up on some pitching, maybe you can get a Manoah. A couple of good prospects right there, Manoah and Woods Richardson for a Musgrove. I think that's actually pretty good if you ask me. So right there, that's something you can get for Musgrove. I think Musgrove would be a great fit with the Blue Jays. If we take a look, maybe I think Woods Richardson would be a nice piece to get. If you don't want Manoah, maybe you can do Geraldo. And then maybe you can get something a little less. Hey, I mean, this is a possibility here. I mean, the Pirates did just get rid of Josh Bell. Maybe you can do something like this. Maybe you can get Rowdy Tellez. That could be something. He's 25 years old. I'm just saying, if the Blue Jays, they're trying to make something happen, I think this is possible. Why not? I think especially if they're going to bring in someone like a DJ LeMahieu, where you're going to have Biggio slide over to third. Well, LeMahieu and Biggio can kind of hop back and forth between second and third. But then you could have Vlad Jr. play first. But then what are you going to do with Tellez? Like, just a DH? I don't know. I think if you can put Tellez in a deal, maybe, and if it gets someone like a Musgrove, I could see the Pirates asking for a Tellez. Well, I mean, why not? So I totally think this is something that's possible. Maybe instead of Geraldo, if you want to make it a little more even, I don't know. Maybe maybe they can get a major league ready pitcher. Look at this. I actually think this is pretty good. You get a young right here. Look at that. That is dead even. That's as even as it gets. You're getting rid of Musgrove. All right, so you're getting Anthony K back in return. He's a guy that can go into your starting rotation right now. You have Tellez who can go in at first, and you have Woods Richardson, a good young pitching prospect. Hey, could be ready in the next few years. I actually kind of like this trade. Yeah, I don't know. I know some people love Rowdy Tellez, but you know what? I'm going to post it. I'm going to see what people think about it. I kind of like that trade. I think the Blue Jays want another guy to go with Hyunjin Ryu. I think this really benefits both sides. So, anyway, but that's kind of really it for the Pirates. Josh Bell going to the Nationals. I would expect Joe Musgrove's name to start popping up. So, what do you all think? What do you all think about the Josh Bell trade today? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you think. So, Ken Curtis, right there, Brandon Marsh for Joe Musgrove, that is as even as it gets to me. Musgrove's a great fit with the Angels, especially if they also sign Trevor Bauer. Oh, man, Trevor Bauer, Joe Musgrove, Dylan Bundy. Come on. That's pretty good if you ask me. What is going on? Hayden, how are we doing? What is going on? How are we doing? Yeah, Ken Curtis. Like I said, I like that move, Brandon Marsh for Joe Musgrove. I think that would be another good move, too. Pirates get themselves a young, very close to Major League ready outfielder. So, seeing thumbs ups, I'm seeing a couple of thumbs downs. So, alrighty. Okay, but that's it for that topic. Let's move on to our next topic. We're going to talk about staying in the National League. We're going to talk about the St. Louis Cardinals. Not really too much to report on these two guys as of right now, but talks with Wainwright and Yadier. What the heck did I even just? Let me start that over. Talks with Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina have slowed. So, it was really funny with Yadier Molina where you were starting to hear his name all over the place. You were hearing him with the Yankees, the Mets, the Padres, the Angels. You're seeing Yadier Molina. He even said it himself that he was talking to all these other teams, including the Cardinals. But now you're not hearing anything on Yadier Molina. The Mets already got their catcher. The Yankees seem to be pretty set on Higashioka and Gary Sanchez. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think Yadier Molina would have been fantastic for the Yankees. That's just my opinion. But what can you do? But either way, it is what it is. Yadier Molina, I don't know what's going on with him and the Cardinals. They just don't seem to really be seeing eye to eye when it comes to contracts. Here we go. Let me pull up the article. Here we go. So, latest on Cardinals and Yadier Molina. The Cardinals and franchise icon Yadier Molina have had protracted back and forth in contract talks this winter. Molina's agent, Melvin Roman, opened the offseason noting they were looking for a 2-year deal. St. Louis's front office has stayed in contact with the 38-year-old's camp, but has apparently not yet put forth an offer at what Molina deems an appropriate price point. I think this is an interesting one. If we go to the Cardinals depth chart, so let's take a look right now at what their options are for catcher. So at catcher right now, they have Andrew Kisner ready to go. He's ready to go. He's like their future guy. He's 25 years old. He's been one of their top prospects. He's done really well in the minor leagues. The Cardinals really like him for the future. So it's a matter of, do they think he's ready? He hasn't gotten too many plate appearances in the last 2 seasons. You would imagine maybe he's going to start getting some more time. The Cardinals really want him to start getting, more playing time behind the plate. In 2019, he only played in 18 games. He didn't really do anything at the plate. 2020 didn't really do anything at the plate. In the minor leagues, he's shown a lot of promise. So in the minor leagues in his career, he hit .303. He had an .830 OPS. And then fielding-wise, he's been very good as well. So this is a guy that is the catcher of the future. So it's a matter of, what do the Cardinals want to do here? Yadier Molina wants a 2-year deal. Do the Cardinals want to wait 2 years to kind of give Kisner the go-ahead? Supposedly the Cardinals don't have any money. Or they don't have really the money that they they're not comfortable with spending money. I don't know. I totally see where people, in St. Louis, they want to have Yadier Molina come back. I get that. But I don't know. Like, it just seems like the fit isn't there. I understand the attachment to a Yadier Molina. This is a guy that, has a very good chance of getting in the Hall of Fame one day. He's been the face of your franchise for how long now, especially after Albert Pujols left. This has been your guy. This has been your forever player. So I totally understand where people have that emotional attachment to a Yadier Molina. You love Yadier Molina. I love Yadier Molina. I'm not even a Cardinals fan. So, hey, I've had my fair share of, watching Yadier Molina up close in the 2004 World Series and the 2013 World Series. That the Red Sox just happened to win both. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I digress. But Yadier Molina, this is a guy, obviously, what you're getting with him. And, he's still going to be pretty productive. I mean, this is a guy, the offense, it's fine. It's going to be okay. But what you're getting with the Yadier Molina is you're getting the leader of your team. You're getting some great defense. You're getting, and a decent bat. So Yadier Molina, I understand why someone would want him back. I get that. I understand why a St. Louis Cardinals fan would want him back. I totally get that. Then again, you also kind of have to look at it from this perspective too. This is your guy, like this is your future right here in Andrew Knizner, or at least you got to kind of start thinking about it, or at least you got to start trying to give him a chance. If you do bring Yadier Molina back, I would imagine they're really going to start splitting some playing time because this guy's 25 years old. Do you really want this guy, starting at, 27 years old, like 2 years after Yadier Molina? I think if you bring back Yadier Molina, I think you have to have that understanding that Knizner is going to need some playing time as well. So he would be the backup behind Molina, but I think with Knizner, I think you have to give him some more starts. You have to try and get this guy ready because this is your next catcher, or at least you got to try and see if he is. So I understand where, I understand the value of bringing Yadier Molina back. Like, I totally understand that, but I think you also need to have this guy start getting some playing time as well. That's just where I'm at because you got to see what you have for the future. Yadier Molina, I mean, I know you love Yadier Molina, but after 2 years, he's gone, and then what do you have after that? You need to start trying to prepare for the future. The wheel keeps on moving. The wheel doesn't stop. It's always going to keep turning. So that's where I'm at. I think if you do bring Molina back, I think you need to start, you need to have Knizner get some playing time too, and a good amount of playing time as well. I think, you have to. So, but I also I see another valuable thing in bringing Molina back too is, hey, Knizner, what better person to learn from than Yadier Molina? It's like a quarterback with like Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for 3 years. Tom Brady, he sat behind Drew Bledsoe for a little bit there. So, and hey, look what ends up happening. And I think this could be that kind of a situation as well. But Knizner needs to start getting playing time. There's no denying that. You can't just have him just rot away on the bench. This is your possible future catcher right here. Who knows if it works out with him? You don't know, but you have to find out. So, but yeah. Anyway, but moving on to the other guy is Adam Wainwright. So Adam Wainwright, and actually there was another article I wanted to pull up too on Adam Wainwright. But Adam Wainwright, despite being at something of an impasse, there appears to be continued mutual interest. Cardinals ownership still wants to bring back Molina and right-hander Adam Wainwright, whom they consider legacy players in the franchise's history. We kind of just went over that. But Adam Wainwright's an interesting one too. I think Adam Wainwright, I still think this is someone that you can bring back. I still think he can be a back-end guy of the rotation. And he had a pretty good year last year. So if we take a look at the stats from last year in 2020, he was pretty solid. Overall, he's been pretty solid for the last few years. I mean, not more than a few years going back now he's been solid. So I believe he was kind of hurt one year. 2018, he was limited to 40 innings. He had a good bounce back year in 2019. Pretty decent overall, like a third or about like a fourth or fifth starter kind of production. ERA, FIP in the low fours. So, and then he did pretty good last year. He had a 4.10 FIP. The ERA was pretty good. So, yeah, he's not really walking too many guys. I think this is a guy you can still keep around, and he's still going to give you innings at the back end of the rotation. I think this is a guy you can bring back. So, it has to be for the right price, though. There was something I was seeing about him. Was it this one? No. Okay, no. This isn't it. Okay, well, this was back in October. The Braves were interested in Adam Wainwright. I was seeing something about Adam Wainwright with the Royals. At least the Royals were reaching out. The good old Kansas City Royals. Man, they are making moves left and right. I could totally see Adam Wainwright going to the Royals. Dude, if the Royals get Adam Wainwright, they would be so fun to watch. I would love to watch that team. But it says here, this was a couple of days ago. I have to see the exact source, but it says here the Royals have shown strong interest in starting pitcher Adam Wainwright, and they could swoop in and land him. Hey, they're not very far away. So Adam Wainwright might think, hey, it's not too far away. And if the Cardinals aren't going to give me the money that I want, then hey, I'll go to Kansas City. They want me. So either way, Adam Wainwright's going to have opportunities next year, and the Royals could totally be that team. But it says here from John Morosi, the Royals have shown interest in free agent Adam Wainwright, but they don't appear to be front runners to sign him. Of course, Wainwright played for Kansas City manager Mike Matheny, so there is that connection as well. So look out for the Royals, a bit of a dark horse. That would be really fun, man, if you brought in an Adam Wainwright in Kansas City. Like I said, you got Mike Matheny there. They're not too far away. But if you were to bring in Adam Wainwright to Kansas City, you just brought in a Mike Minor. You would have so much depth in that rotation. I don't think the Royals really need him. You got Brad Keller. You got Danny Duffy. You got Brady Singer, Mike Minor, Chris Bubick. So, sure, one of these guys would have to go to the bullpen, but, that would be pretty good. Honestly, that's not bad. You would have Brady Singer, Mike Minor, Brad Keller showed some promise last year. Bubick, one of these guys would go to the bullpen. But then you got Wainwright, who would be the back end guy. That's not bad. It's not the worst rotation. I like it. If Minor has a bounce back season, Wainwright comes in, kind of keeps doing, 150 to 180 innings from the back end. I think that's actually pretty good. I think the Royals, man, I'm telling you, look out for the Royals next year. They could be fun. They could be kind of like one of these dark horse, second wild card kind of a team. I don't think so. I don't know. It might be a bit of a stretch, but I don't know. I just like the moves they've been making. They brought back Greg Holland. Salvador Perez had himself a good year. He's healthy. Brought in Carlos Santana. Still got Whit Merrifield. They got brought in Michael Taylor. Who knows? Maybe he can have a bit of a resurgence a little bit. You still got Soler. There's still a lot of things to like about this Royals team. And Greg Holland coming back for that bullpen, I really like that. So, hey, starting pitching, add someone like an Adam Wainwright. I think that could be pretty fun. So, however, I think Adam Wainwright, because of, where obviously he's been with the Cardinals his entire career going back to 2005. He's going to give them the first chance. That's just the way it is. He's going to see what the Cardinals want to do first. And until the Cardinals tell him, hey, we're out of it, then he's not going to consider other teams. So either way, I would expect Wainwright to go back because I still think he brings a lot of value to your team. He's going to give you back end innings. So I like it. Harrison Langer, that'd be kind of, I wouldn't be against getting Adam Wainwright. I don't know if you can get him for cheap. Hey, give you some innings at the back end of the rotation. I wouldn't mind that at all. So, hey, Adam Wainwright, you're welcome in Boston, my friend. So, hey, everyone, what do you think? Do you think Adam Wainwright is going to go back to the Cardinals? Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Personally, I think right now, Wainwright will go back to St. Louis. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go elsewhere, but I think he kind of fits financially in St. Louis. Yadier Molina, I'm starting to think he's going to go back to St. Louis unless just out of nowhere he just says he's going to retire. Like, I think he's going to go back. I think they're both going to go back to St. Louis. That's just my thing. But with Yadier Molina, like I was saying, I think he's going to have to give up some playing time for Knizner. So will he want to do that? That's going to be the question. You could see Yadier Molina maybe go to the Padres. That could be something. Would he want to do that? It's going to be interesting. So, alrighty, everyone. I'm seeing some thumbs ups. Alrighty. Sounds good to me. Alrighty. So, here we go. Let's go to our last story of this Christmas Eve evening. So this is actually a pretty fun one to talk about because my Red Sox were involved with this relief pitcher, I guess, until the end, and then he ended up going elsewhere. I would have loved to bring this guy in. He's been on my rival's team for a couple of years now, but I've always liked this guy. He throws hard. He's just been a good arm out of that bullpen for the Yankees, and that's Tommy Kahnle, who just signed a 2-year deal with the Dodgers. The Red Sox were in on it until the end, supposedly. Not really sure why the Red Sox couldn't throw out a little bit more money for him. I'm not really sure. I would have loved to bring in Tommy Kahnle. And the funny thing about Tommy Kahnle is, the funny thing about that is that he just had Tommy John. So he's not going to be back for a year. But I would have loved to have this guy for 2022. This guy is awesome out of the bullpen. I love this guy. Tommy Kahnle is great, and he's got a good personality too. He's pretty funny. He would do a lot of stuff on the Yankees social media and whatnot. I would have loved to have Tommy Kahnle. So, but he is going to the Dodgers. That's the main story here. So let me pull up the article for you. We're sharing the screen. Here we go. So as we can see, Dodgers and Tommy Kahnle agree to a 2-year deal. The Dodgers and right-hander Tommy Kahnle are in agreement on a 2-year deal that reportedly guarantee the right-hander $4.75 million and allow him to earn an additional $750,000 via incentives. The Athletic's Ken Rosenthal first reported the agreement, which will pay Kahnle $750,000 in 2021 and $3.45 million in 2022. I'm just saying, Chaim Bloom, you couldn't do this? What are you doing? You couldn't give this guy a few more bucks? I understand, Chaim Bloom, you're the coupon king, but that's not very expensive. This could have been a guy for your bullpen in 2022. I think this is a great move for the Dodgers. Yeah, you're not going to have him this year. You're not going to have him, but you're going to have him next year. I think this is great for the Dodgers. I love this move for the Dodgers. And it's such a good move for the Dodgers. And getting back to the Super Chat earlier, thank you so much for the Super Chat. I was talking earlier at the Dodgers, these are the kind of moves that I think they're going to make. They're not going to make many big ticket kind of moves. They got Mookie Betts last offseason. You got to start thinking about Corey Seager. You got to start thinking about Cody Bellinger. What are you going to do with those guys? I understand Justin Turner's coming off the books, but I think they kind of look at that as they don't really need to sign someone to fill in Justin Turner's spot. They got Edwin Rios there that can play third. So I don't think the Dodgers are really going to try and replace Justin Turner unless they bring him back. So, but this is the kind of move that the Dodgers, I thought, were going to make this offseason. I didn't think they were going to really make any big moves. I'm trying to think, who did I predict the Dodgers were going to sign? Did I predict the Dodgers? Hold on, let me go back to one free agent each team should sign. Who did I have the Dodgers getting? Did I have the Dodgers? No, I didn't think. I didn't have. I had the Dodgers getting Colton. I had them that they should go out and get Colton Wong. Did I have that? I thought I had someone else. But either way, Colton Wong wouldn't be very expensive, so that's basically kind of what I'm saying as well. But I didn't think the Dodgers were going to make like a big move. And this is the kind of move I thought they would do. Something like this. But this is great. It's not going to be for this year. He's barely getting paid this year, $750,000. And then you could possibly get a really good arm for that bullpen in 2022. Look at the stats. I mean, he had a rough 2018 season, but look at how he has done, for the most part in his career. I mean, just in 2019, Yeah, the ERA 3.67, pretty solid. FIP 3.33. This guy had 13 strikeouts per 9 in 2019. He was a key arm in that bullpen for the Yankees, and you could tell the Yankees really missed him this season. You could see it. That bullpen was struggling without him. They really needed his arm out there, and they didn't have it. This guy's a strikeout kind of a guy. He's a power arm. Again, he struggled in 2018. But if you look at it, the ERA is a 6.56, but the FIP was a 4.19. He was walking a lot of guys, but he really reduced that in 2019. So overall, though, I've really liked him. I mean, he was good in 2017. Especially with the White Sox too. He was really good, and then with the White Sox, he was pretty solid for the most part. Nothing spectacular, but when he came over to the Yankees, he really started to really turn up his game, except for that 2018 season. I'm wondering, was he hurt that season as well? I can't think back to that point. But overall, I think this is a really good arm for the Dodgers. I think this is good for them. And especially going to the National League, if they're not going to have the designated hitter, Tommy Kahnle, let me actually pull him up on Baseball Savant. Baseball Savant. I believe he has had some pretty good advanced numbers. So, look at this. This is from 2019. Look at all the red. This is he's really good. He will give up some velocity here and there. He will give up some hard hit percentage. He ranks in the middle, but look at the xWOBA. Look at the xERA. Look at where he is here. X slugging, barrel percentage, not giving up a lot of barrels, strikes out a lot of guys. He's in the middle of the pack when it comes to walks, but, gets a lot of swing and misses. He ranks really high, with fastball velocity. He's in the top 10%. He averaged 96 miles an hour on his fastball. Spin rate, it's fine. It's in the middle of the pack. But he had a 90-mile-an-hour changeup to go along with it. He had a pretty good slider. This is a guy, man. I think this is a really solid pickup for the Dodgers. If he can come back healthy. Of course, it's all speculative at the moment. But this is a guy I think could be really good for the Dodgers. I think that could be a really good arm for that bullpen. Again, he's not going to come in 2021. He'll be there 2022. So overall, I love this move. I would have loved, I don't know why, I just didn't even know what was going on with Tommy Kahnle. I figured maybe he would go back to the Yankees on like a smaller deal or something. I'm kind of surprised he went to the Dodgers, and I was very surprised to find out that the Red Sox were in on him. I've always liked Tommy Kahnle. I just love guys that can just throw hard out of the bullpen. I love this. And it says here they aggressively pursued him, and then he just chose to go to the Dodgers. I don't get it, Bloom. You couldn't offer 2 years and 6? Why? I don't know. I don't know. I understand, I guess, but I don't know. I just want the Red Sox to just freaking do something. Is that too much to ask, Chaim Bloom? Put the coupons down, Chaim Bloom. I understand you're trying to make some smart purchases, and I appreciate that. But can we do something, please? I want more than Hunter Renfroe. That's all. I just want something, I don't know, but that's just me. Overall, though, good move for the Dodgers. I like this move. What do you all think? Do you think this is a good move for the Dodgers? Let me know in the chat. Would you give this a thumbs up, or would you give this a thumbs down? Tell me what you think in the chat. 83 people in the chat right now. That is awesome to see. I honestly didn't think we were going to get many people in here tonight. It's Christmas Eve. Happy holidays, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. But hey, very happy to see you all here. The goal tonight was 100 likes. I'm seeing we might be falling short of that goal. We're at 47 likes right now. If you have yet to hit the thumbs up for me, if you can, hit that thumbs up for me. We're trying to get to 100 likes before I get out of here. We're a little out of reach. 51 likes. There we go. Some of you are coming through. I appreciate that. Hey, 50 is a good goal as well. I appreciate 50. So, but yeah, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Robert, I agree. It's kind of like one of those, you don't really know yet. You kind of have to wait and see how it goes. Andrew Lee, do you think the Padres will make a big move? I don't know. I'm very curious to see what the Padres are going to do. You keep seeing John Morosi saying that they could be a good fit for Yu Darvish. I don't know. I I don't know. I'd be surprised if they made a trade like that. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised at the same time because, you know, they got some guys. I just don't know if they match up very well in a trade for a Yu Darvish. Or it's not that they don't match up well. I just feel like other teams have better prospects to give for a Yu Darvish, you know. So that's just me. Yeah, Ken, I saw, you know, Matt Andreessi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That was actually another move I thought about talking about tonight, but I don't know. To me, that wasn't really like a big, a big move. Here we go. Let me actually pull him up real quick. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Andreessi or Andrees? So here we go. Let me share. So the Red Sox did sign Matt Andrees. Let's go talk about that one real quick. So, I mean, you know, I'll cover this because, hey, I'm a Red Sox fan. We signed someone, but I don't know. I mean, it's whatever. He's not going to cost a lot. You know, let me actually, here we go. They signed him for $1.85 million, a $3.5 million option for 2022. I would have rather have given that to Tommy Kahnle. That's just me. But what can you do? Here we go. I can pull him up on Baseball Savant. I think I looked it up yesterday. I think some of it looked okay. I think he's kind of like whatever when it comes to this, you know, with these numbers. I mean, yeah, he's kind of like, he's got some reds, but he's got some blues as well. He's not going to give you a lot of velocity. He's not going to give you a lot of swing and misses. He'll give you a decent spin rate, both fastball and the curveball. He doesn't give up a lot of exit velocity, so that's pretty good, but he will give up some hard hit percentage. So, I don't know. He's kind of just like a whatever pitcher to me. Like, he's going to go middle relief. I mean, looking at the numbers that he's put up, I mean, of course, he's a Tampa Bay Rays guy. So, Chaim Bloom, he loves his Tampa Bay Rays. But overall, if we're looking at the FIP, he has a career 4.23 FIP, which screams to me he's just average. Like, he's kind of just whatever. Like, he's not going to be like this transcendent guy for the bullpen. He'll go in middle relief. He'll be fine. He'll give you some innings. I think this is fine for the middle relief. I don't think it's anything crazy, but he'll give you some strikeouts. So the last few years, he's averaged around 9 to 10 strikeouts per 9. So, you know, I don't hate it, but I don't know. It's just whatever. It's kind of like it's Hunter Renfroe, Matt Andrees. I don't know. As a Red Sox fan, I'm kind of just like, you know, but whatever. You know, it's going to be, I'm curious to see what the Red Sox do this coming season, but I digress. Everyone, that is all I have for tonight. One more time, I will say, if you have yet to hit the thumbs up, please go ahead and do that. If you have yet to subscribe, think about hitting that subscribe button. I'm talking baseball here all the time. Go ahead, follow me on Twitter. I'm talking baseball over there as well. And then also, if you haven't already seen it, go ahead, go after this stream, go watch this. What if David Ortiz didn't leave the Twins after the 2002 season? I had a lot of fun making this. It took a while to make this, I'm going to be honest with you. So, hey, I enjoyed making this, so I think you're going to enjoy it too. It's more of it's a fictional kind of a thing. It's kind of like an alternate universe, butterfly effect kind of a video. So go check that out. If you're bored right now, bored tomorrow during Christmas when grandma's talking to you nonstop about whatever grandmas like to talk about, then hey, say, hey, grandma, I got to go to the bathroom real quick. And then when you're in the bathroom, go pull up this video. And then you can go hang out in there for about 20 minutes. So, but yeah, those are my cheap plugs for tonight. Everyone, I hope you have a great Christmas tomorrow. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Have fun with your family. Have fun with friends. Hey, if you're going to eat tomorrow, eat a lot for me. Drink some eggnog. If you're an adult, have some adult beverages for me. If you're a kid, please stay away until you are 21. Yes, adults, please do not drink and drive. Christmas is a wonderful time, so please, no drinking and driving. Yeah, that's all I got tonight, everyone. Have a great night. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I'll talk to you next time.